Hello, Arcs. I'm Anamana, and this is XingKazma, and you're listening to the Oracle Fleet Podcast, episode 16, your weekly podcast for PSO2 news and information, specifically for the global servers. Today we have Wyverian, who actually spent the name wrong in the actual show notes. Wyverian, not Wyvernian, just a heads up if you ever see them around, who is a variety content creator and streamer who specializes in action RPGs and MMOs like PSO2 Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy 14. We appreciate you joining us on the podcast today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I watch this podcast every week. I watch the both of you a lot. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you.
It's great.
Appreciate that, man.
Awesome. I think today's podcast is actually going to be pretty comfy, so I'm looking forward to it. Also, King, how you doing today, man?
I'm very good. Got a really nice nap in after work.
I had a nap.
Really nice nap.
Do you hate it when you have a nap and then when you go to sleep, it's like you don't go to sleep, you just have like 10 sleeps where you wake up like 10 times?
I do that. It's like
that's so
sleeping
nightly.
off and on. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get into the Q&A stuff we usually start with. When did you start with the Phantasy Star series? What Vern?
Burn.
It was with PSU on PS2 years ago.
So you know the pain.
And oh my god, it was so painful. And I couldn't even play online for a really long time. But I remember like booting up the game and seeing the opening, and I'm like, yo, this is really cheesy, but I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so good. And I fell in love with it then, but then after that, PSO2 was coming out, and it never came.
Yeah.
It took 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same. So the reason why I had to play the PS2 version of PSU, I had actually imported the PC disc and everything. I played the Japanese version offline, but yeah, like my graphics card fried, so I had to go out and buy the PS2 version, and it's like,
No.
did I buy the game or did I buy Microsoft PowerPoint?
Oh no.
Because it was the slideshow when you're in like big areas, right?
Yeah, it was pretty terrible online. It was like they handled that game like so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty terrible.
Yeah. What about what classes do you tend to play on PSO2? Or even like in Phantasy Star Universe as well?
Well, usually, I know as far as PSO2 goes, when I first started, I was mainly a hunter. Because, I like big swords. I used to main Greatsword and Monster Hunter. And then after that, I was waiting for Phantom. Because I was looking at the episode 6 stuff.
Yep.
And Phantom is like, because I love sci-fi, so Phantom is like perfect. It's edgy, it's sci-fi-ish, like you get a katana, a gun, like it's great.
Yep.
So Phantom's my favorite.
Okay.
My favorite class.
Awesome. A lot of people are actually like, one thing I got to ask for people that hadn't really played the Japanese version, but were playing the Western version. I feel like there was a lot of hype for stuff like Hero Phantom, Etoile, and Luster. Did you like it once you played it? And was it anything like what you were expecting? Because I feel like expectations were a big thing with those classes, and with like Hero especially, like a lot of people were like, oh, Devil May Cry, it's going to be cool. And then they played it for 5 minutes and changed back to Hunter. Like, how was it for you with Phantom?
Honestly, even before Phantom, I was looking at Hero, and because I knew that Phantom was coming after Hero, I was like, I'll take what I can get. And I mained Hero for a while. And it was actually really, really fun.
Yep.
But it's like, once Phantom came around, I just completely dropped Hero. Like, completely. So, but I guess I played what I expected, though. It pretty much was Devil May Cry in PSO.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is.
So, so you're playing Phantom now, and King, you're still playing Luster, right?
Yeah, but I dive in between because I have a Shipman character who's 100 Phantom now.
Oh, really? And
Yeah.
also, so you're playing, I'm guessing, Solo Sodam right now. How's that been going?
Yeah. So far, pretty good. I've been trying to find ways to make it a bit more challenging. So we did the 20th floor, we did with no armor. And then the 30th floor, I was debating doing that with nothing but smart PAs.
Oh, no.
We'll see how that goes. I just trying to find ways again to make the game more challenging, but it's hard because there's only but so much you can do.
Yep.
Before you start just mitigating damage so much that you just use up all the 15 minutes, and it's just no completion anyway. So
Yeah,
eh,
that's what I've
make it
been
work.
thinking about lately. And I don't know if it's going to be a thing with New Genesis. I want to get to the point with PSO2 because I haven't reached that point yet where you're playing and it basically feels like everything. It's like playing as Neo from the Matrix, right? Everything you're doing, you understand the game completely. And I just had those awkward moments where I'm trying to charge like a PA and I'm doing it wrong, or I charge the wrong PA, or tech with, because I play Force Techer at the moment, Force Phantom, sorry. And I haven't reached that point yet. But do you feel like you have, King, with that? You like everything you're doing, you're doing it with intention.
Yes and no. So at this point, when I'm playing Luster, I can completely turn my brain off. Doesn't matter which style I'm using. I do more than likely use Fomel because when I'm doing bosses, Fomel is just the easiest go-to answer. Versus if I'm doing mini bosses, like the bigger ones that don't really get stunned too often, then that's Baron style. And then if it's the smaller enemies that are just easier to take out, then Zombie style. So I choose how I go about my styles, and I can just turn my brain off. The problem is, sometimes I turn my brain off and then I do something stupid. Like I'll not input the Klaus ability, or I won't pull out my Jellin. I'll forget that for the entire fight and just miss out on that damage. And sometimes I feel stupid after a while, but I just keep rolling.
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing with anything like that, and this probably translates as well to Monster Hunter and stuff, is as long as you understand those things that you're missing, or that maybe you're dying to specific things, that's like a step towards improvement, right?
Yeah, for even for PSO2 and Monster Hunter, the reason why I like them so much is because they're so similar. I know PSO2 is like faster, more arcade like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a certain mindset you get after a while where you stop getting mad at the game for making a mistake and you try to realize your own mistake and how to correct that.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about action RPGs, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Very
like usually, like in those
interactive.
last moments where you do fall over, you know what's happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like in Monster Hunter when I know I'm overreaching and I know this monster is about to like destroy me. I already know, oh, I'm dead. I already called it out because I know I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
But I tried it anyway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of it, especially with, I guess PSO has it now with Ultra Hard, but with both games,
Yeah.
if you don't risk, then you don't get those seconds or minutes shaved off your time, right?
Exactly, yeah. You gotta take risks. That's how you get better at
Mhm.
action games like that. You have to take risks. You have to see, like, if I do this, is it gonna work?
Yep.
Like if a monster's jumping at me, can I counter this if he hits me? Like,
Yeah.
do stuff like that. It's fun.
You can't play
really
like
fun.
it's going to be like a 7-Eleven limited edition, like Slurpee mug or something, right? I was actually playing yesterday because I've been over the last few days playing PSO1, and I'm showing like a friend that has been playing end of PSO2 episode 6 stuff, and they're starting as a humor, like the hunter in PSO1, and we're fighting dragon, and I'm just like there as a force taking all these risks, and they're like dancing around the boss, making sure they don't get hit by it and stuff, and it's like it's very interesting seeing someone starting out compared to someone that's at the end of the game's life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 So
I think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
you go.
I was just gonna say, I think there's a noticeable difference between playing a JRPG and then playing a turn-based RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like in a turn-based RPG, you need to have a plan when going in because it is inevitable that you're going to get hit. Either you're going to have the
Yeah.
defense to deal with it, or you're going to have the attack to kind of push through. It's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yep.
But with JRPGs, you can afford those risks. Like if I was playing Final Fantasy X and I was fighting like what's his name?
Dark Aeons or
Penance. And I don't have a proper setup. I don't have a proper, I don't have a proper rotation. I'm going to get destroyed.
Smack.
But in
Yeah.
PSO2, I can just take whatever risk. In Monster Hunter, I can just take whatever risk I want. And if it works, that's great because I can just dodge.
It's scripted comedy. Sorry, it's scripted comedy versus improv, right?
Right. Especially iframe dodges.
Yeah, like old school Final Fantasy games and like any turn-based games, basically you need to have like a prepared like script for all that, right?
Yes.
Preparation is key for turn-based games.
Mm-hmm.
It's It's kind of a double-edged sword though, because it's like I know I can't beat this boss, so like why am I even trying to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go grind more. You
Yeah.
know, the thing I like about action RPGs is like you can try as many times as you want. You're able to take those risks, you know? So
Yeah,
I love that.
definitely. So what content do you find yourself playing the most or enjoying the most with PSO2, wife?
I would say mostly I really like divide quests.
Mm.
I like doing divide quests, and I used to do a lot of advanced quests, even though they aren't anything anymore. They're
Yep.
not relevant. But anything, mainly solo content, I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do a lot of stuff like that. And I think I was on stage 40 of the solo fight for episode 5. I forgot
Oh,
what it was
Omega
called.
Masquerader?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on 40, so I was grinding that up. I do need to do the new content, but Rise has been consuming my soul.
Yeah, it's
But I will
understandable.
get to it. I will get to it though.
I mean, it's not going anywhere,
That's
right?
understandable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Technically, we do have advanced quests. It's just called Ultra Hard Cradle of Darkness now, which is I don't know if you saw that. But they've made Cradle of Darkness ultra hard, and let me tell you, it's basically just a rare drop simulator.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that a good thing though? that good?
I have 150 inventory slots. I paid for it, and those fill up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and PSEs are still a thing. So
Mhm.
God forbid you're in like a 20-minute PSE,
Yep.
you're getting about 5 drops every 10 seconds. There's at least 5 drops.
Mhm.
that's a gold mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the other thing is that you convert them into X cubes after, and people are coming out
Yeah.
with like 1,000 X cubes from it.
Oh my god! What
Yeah.
the? I need
Yeah,
to do that.
it is a
Mhm.
god farm. Plus,
That's
they're
good.
giving you item drops with augments that allow you to make Guardian Soul right off the bat.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
really
you know
good.
what's funny? You know what's funny? I suck at fixing. Like, I am so bad at that. One, I hate math. I already
Mhm.
don't like math. I'm lazy. Okay, I just want to fight things and fight it like well.
Yep.
But it's like I try not to stress about it. But it's like I'm trying to do something solo and I can't get the damage in.
Mhm.
I'm like, but I need to affix. But I don't want to affix. I just want to like beat it. You
I ended
know?
up paying my alliance 300 Meseta, like just 300, no 300 million, and they made me my Guardian
Yeet.
Soul affixes, so I didn't have to
I'm
worry
about to
about
do
it.
that.
Like at the
Yeah,
end
I'm
of the
gonna
day,
need that connect.
it's not hard, right? It's just there's a lot of RNG.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna need
it's
that
not
connect.
hard. It's kind of, it doesn't respect your time.
Mm-mm.
I guess that's the right
Mm.
term. Yeah. It's
Because you
said,
gotta-
it don't respect your time at all.
Because imagine running Divide Quest just to come out and you break the gym and then you get everything that you need, but they're all one slot.
Yeah, that's the frustration.
That's sadness.
Yeah.
The definition.
So have you seen that a lot of people will sell 4-slot units for Guardian Soul? It's called Crag. So Guardian Soul Returner, which is called Veterans Resolve for us, Absolute Glare, and Crack 5. So they'll sell it as that. So you're going to upslot that to 8 slots. Have you heard the process of upslotting that?
I haven't,
Okay,
but
so
I know it's hell.
no, it's easy. The only thing you
Really?
need is augment transfer passes. So the process of making the 8 slot is the hell, and then after that, as long as you got mission badges to buy Aether Factor, you could have a Grand Capsule as well, and then Mana Reverie as a capsule from the mission badge as well. So you need like 240 per unit. But what you do is you take that 4-slot Crag unit, and then you go to augment transfer it onto a 5-slot plus the capsule, and then transfer that onto a 6-slot with the capsule, and then from there you put it onto an 8-slot unit. And I think it's like you have so your destination unit, it would be your claws unit or whatever 13-star unit you're using, and you've got the S-grade augment, which is technically 1 slot. So you transfer that across up to 7-slot with the final capsule, but the 8-slot is also there. And all it costs is augment transfer
Dude.
passes. It's like 100%. Yeah.
I love how you explain that as being simple, and
Yeah.
in my brain, I'm dying on the inside. Even though I know it's simple, it's like I know it's simple, but my brain is like,
like even when I'm doing that, it's stressful. It's like I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah.
There's always room for error. Like you could accidentally put it onto like the worst unit or something like that. But yeah, did you get your units, Kaz?
Units. I got one of my Klaus units back. Got one of them. I have the ability to make another one, but I don't think I want to go full Klaus. I think I actually want to mix it up a little bit, just to get the full HP, the full damage, the full PP as best as I can. And from there, then I'll build. But honestly, I'm okay with this little bit of struggle, because it's not really even a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm okay with not having that much damage, because right now I cap out at 7,400 damage.
Damn.
That's the most I do right now, and that's just what's having 220 max effects on pretty much all of my units. And the units don't really do anything but add that extra 200, you know. So
Yeah.
well, plus the 120 from the Cloud's back armor. So
Yeah.
it does help out a little bit, but ultimately, I was able to solo the limited quests and pretty
Okay.
much do everything I can now. So I'm comfortable,
So
very comfortable.
have on the I got a two-part question for you, Kaz. On the Japanese servers, do you have full clout units? And if you do you, like you've just said that you've been able to solo this stuff, right? Do you think it's legitimately as big a jump in stats as people make it out to be?
I don't really think so. I mean, on my JP account, I was still able to do a lot of the stuff as we move forward into NA. And my JP account is nowhere near as strong as my NA account. If anything, my JP account luster attack power was only barely hitting 6K. And that was because I completely opted out of my JP account as soon as NA came out. You know, I was able to actually vibe with the community and play with people.
Yeah.
So with JP, I was alone for so long. I never had anybody to play with. You know, it was always a big community until NA came out. So with that, I just focused more on there. By the time, like now, it's really easy. I mean, even with 7K power, it may not sound like a lot. It may sound like, you know, a lot of people try to say you need Guardian Soul. You really don't. What you really need is just rotation and a basic understanding of your class. You utilize everything in your hand, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, then I mean, I'm not saying everyone has to be great at the game, which is why a fixing is there. You know, it definitely does help. But I mean, I don't even think I'm good. So,
do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of being in high school, and people are like, "Why haven't you got the new Nike Air One Jordans?"
Oh god.
And it's like, yeah, but you don't even play basketball, dude. Like, how is this going to help your performance with walking? You know?
All right, and it's like you can have all the affixes. That's all cool. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. But at the end of the day, if you can't counter, if you can't, you know, if you can't do your Sakura Endo on time, if you can't perfect attack, if you lose out on all that damage, you don't activate your Clout's ability, then you really don't do much for yourself. You're just kind of letting it work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a huge problem in a lot of gameplay, because even when I post videos now, I see people say stuff like, "Oh man, my luster never moves like that." I'm just like, that's just how luster moves. Like, if you do all the combos correctly and you just you know how to link the photon clusters, you know how to link the perfect attacks and everything, that's just how luster moves.
Mm-hmm.
I completely turn my brain off when I play.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much like a lot of people actually don't realize about the things they play. It's like it's like for instance, let's say Sword and Shield and Monster Hunter. There are people that don't know that the back hop had iframes on it. So if they don't know that, they have no reason to want to use it. You know? So it's surprising how much like people don't actually look into that stuff. They just like play the game.
People will like find the thing that they're comfortable with and just crouch on it. Like when I used to play Monster Hunter World, it was literally just an incline with hammer and just doing the flippy spin.
Oh my god.
Which like had such a low skill ceiling, right? To be able to perform well with that.
Yeah. I mean, but if it works, it works. I mean, you know, if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm. So I'll start with Kaz. Recent favorite moment for PSO2.
Oh my god, fighting Soto with smart PAs.
Yeah.
That was like, that was actually the most annoying moment of my life. I'd never want to do it again. So if when you're using smart PAs, you're not able to do quick shot or quick shoot with full style. So all these times I'm trying to mix these PAs or time it perfectly. And even if I time it perfectly with the smart PAs, which is hard enough at you, like because you don't know what's coming, so you don't know exactly what you're mixing up.
Yep.
I try to do it, and then I end up just going into my slide, and then I get smacked by Sodom, and my brain just dies. I'm just sitting there. Oh, okay. I guess we don't quick shoot, and I'm trying to find ways to get around it, but it's always weird because again, I turn my brain off. So instinctively, I'm so used to putting the combos together. I'll try to do it, and I'm just like, everything's smart PA. What am I doing?
It reminds me a lot of, and I don't know how much it is like this, but playing Marvel vs. Capcom or X-Men vs. Street Fighter, playing on easy mode on that, where you just auto comboing and you can just press like 2 buttons and it'll do a super combo, but you don't have access to some functionality of the character.
Yeah,
That's-
basically.
That's gonna ruin you if you if you rely on that a lot. It's
Mhm.
gonna get to the point where
Yeah.
you're so used to doing it the easy way,
Yep.
you start to lose that skill.
Mhm.
I've been there.
And that is in the FGC we call auto versus optimal. And
Yup.
optimal combos, you can have an auto combo that takes 50%, but you can have an optimal combo that's a touch of death. And that means off hit. Once we get that first hit, it's over.
Yeah.
Just drop
Yup.
the controller and enjoy the show. That character's done.
See, like,
if you play it like Dragon Ball Fighters, it's kind of like that. If you one hit, that's it. Just put the controller down. I got you in the full combo. That's it.
Every character does not deserve a touch of death. I hate that game.
see, I grew up with old school Street Fighter, and I would consider myself a fan of fighting games. Like, I've even got above me the arcade boards for like 3 games. And yeah, the difference is because I grew up with Super Turbo, it was less about comboing, it was more about poking and like just you know controlling what the environment was. And I played Vega as well, so I used to just really frustrate people. And that's like what you're explaining is the whole combo stuff. That's lost on me. I don't do combos, and that's where I suffer with new games.
The thing about like Street Fighter is I really like is that even with Street Fighter 5, it's still about neutral and like poking. But there are some characters that do have some long combo strings. Like, I mean, they're hard to learn, but it's possible in that game as well. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I like to think of Street Fighter as like the perfect fighting game. Whereas on Dragon Ball, you have people who can still beat you, but that at the end of the day, they might beat you 5, maybe 10 times. It doesn't necessarily mean they're good at the game. It could be a whole bunch of different, like, what do they call variants that go into why they beat you.
Yeah.
They mash. They have a character that just UI Goku, GT Kid Goku.
Counters? Oh God, no.
Like
what it
all the
reminds me
counters.
of?
What's up?
It reminds me of chess. Street Fighter.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Street Fighter. Yeah, chess.
Yeah, Street Fighter, you have to be perfect on everything. The moment you miss an input, that is it. Your character is stopped there, and you are now negative on that frame, and then that other person can counter. But with Dragon Ball, it's like, okay, I just missed that hit. Let me just 2H. Boom, free. All right, cool. We're done.
Yeah. So, Wive, what about your favorite moment with PSO2? Because like King and we're always asking that question, so we're gonna think of new stuff. But for your whole experience with PSO2, what's your favorite moment?
Honestly, the release date of when episode 6 came out.
Yeah.
That was like the pinnacle, dude. Like, I was so hyped. And I checked out your stream in the waiting room, and the delay was so bad.
Well, there was delay.
Wasn't it a delay when we were waiting for the service?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like stream delay or something.
Oh no, not that. You got streamer brain on. But yeah, it was like once it finally dropped, I was like, this is it. Like episode 6, like Phantom. This is the best.
Yep.
And I was practicing Phantom for like 8 hours. Like, it was fun.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part so
Wait,
far.
what weapon do you made with Phantom?
Honestly, when I first played, it was between rifle and katana. But now I think it's katana now.
Yeah.
Because katana is like, rifle's really like easy to turn your brain off for.
Yeah.
Because of how it flows. Katana, you really need like good spacing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you're just gonna be all over the place, like dancing with a sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like katana a lot.
I feel like rifle is like you're like literally getting your rifle and acting like you're a cowboy going yeehaw, just like shooting all around the
yeah,
place.
you're dancing with it pretty much.
Yeah.
You gotta like do the twirly stuff and all that. Like,
Yeah. I would actually
don't see
play.
the problem here.
What's that?
I said I don't see the problem here.
I played like rifle when I was leveling it up, but I feel like I would play rod if I played now because I play force. So so we've asked the Q&A stuff. We've gone through the usual onboarding process of new guests, but let's get into
I do that.
the CBT for
Ooh.
NGS is coming. It's been announced for what was it? April 22nd. 22nd, 21st? No, okay. Sign up.
Wasn't it the
Sign up. It's April 21st, and the beta is
Okay.
May 14. Sorry.
May 4th? Okay, yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah, they got it signing up kind of early too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, which is good.
People have been worried
Yeah.
about the first come first serve stuff, and I can understand. The biggest thing isn't like a lot of people are stressing I won't get in. And I don't think it's because they don't think they will get in. I think people are worried there might be bots.
Oh,
Yeah.
RMT, that's right.
So I'm hoping that's not even with RMT, but with selling accounts, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that
true.
too.
Yeah. So I hope that they have a way around that. That's the biggest concern people have, because Japan had a lottery, and people were still selling accounts through that means as well. We'll see. We'll see how
All
it
that
goes.
for data, man.
Dang, now I'm worried. Now
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Hopefully there's a quick way around that. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you would even like approach that, but fingers crossed it goes well.
I hope so. I'm really excited to try the CBT. I watched a lot of streams from the Japanese one.
Yep.
Really looking forward to that. The open world, I didn't think open world was something we needed for PSO, but apparently we needed it
Yeah.
because it just works so well.
Mm-hmm. I remember Sammy came into my chat and was having problems with it. And
Really?
like the first day at least, I don't even know if Sammy was able to get on, but I remember towards the end I saw him playing, so I'm glad he got that all fixed up, because some people were having problems with it installing and getting the VPN to work as well, because we weren't from Japan. We had to access it through that means. So yeah, just saying that goes to the territory of that. So
that's actually why. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say,
go
like,
ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, that's the problem with VPNs in general, is that you kind of have to find the right one that works for you as well.
Yeah, you see, the thing about that is I was gonna try to get into the Japanese CBT, but I'm lazy, like I said, and the VPN. No, I don't want to do it. I told Sam, he was like, "Why don't you, come download the game and try to get into it?" And I'm like, "But I need a VPN. I don't want to do all that stuff."
Yeah, it can be expensive as well.
Yeah.
Like, I got mine about a month before the CBT went live, and it cost me like $100 for a year.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
What the?
That was the one I used to use for Destiny as well, because we used to have a lot of DDoS stuff with Destiny. And I figure that if something happens where I need to like, this isn't just for PSO, but if I ever need to access anything, it's good to have, because I'm in a country that everything is blocked, right?
Yeah.
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 But what were your thoughts of it?
Of the
What you saw?
watching the CBT. Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. I think when you did the after party stream, I had that on. Like, sometimes when I'm playing something, I have something on in the background. I had that stream on like every day for like a week.
Oh, really?
And then when Azalera was playing, I watched all 3 days of that stream, and I still put that on for background noise.
Yeah.
Because I'm so hyped for this game, and I can't play it, so I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best thing for me is gameplay. Gameplay, it looks so much more cleaner, and graphics, God, PSO2 needed an upgrade.
Yep.
So that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess gameplay and graphics. I'm not a graphics whore or anything, don't get the wrong idea. But it does look really good though. It
Yeah.
looks really good.
How did you find it, King? Like, I mean, we're a few months behind now. Like, we've got like the excitement brushed from our eyes and stuff. A few months on, how are you feeling?
Pure joy. Pure joy. Exactly what I wanted, man. There were some things I didn't want to really touch on, specifically because of the fact that I don't know if it's going to change as we went up in the game. So as far as accessibility and in-game optimization, that's all I really was touching topics on. Like, we had that whole issue where I got like 20k Meseta, which was a lot. That took a lot to get. Okay. And when I left the game and came back, because we had that whole party issue,
Yep.
I lost that 20k Meseta.
Oh no.
Wait,
And I
what?
was
Why?
Just
I don't know.
beta
The
stuff.
game, yeah, the game just ate my money,
Mm.
and I was only 20k away from getting my multi weapon. So I never got to try the multi weapon because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much like my only bug issue. That and like our party thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, the game still has lots of improvement to go through. I've made my words on it. But I loved it, man. The open world was something I wasn't expecting. It definitely felt a little more vibrant and full than I can say of Genshin Impact. And I'm not trying to compare the two, but excuse me, I have to, put it to a level of some sort,
Yeah.
And then the gameplay was phenomenal. I never knew I wanted to play fighter as much as I did until I played fighter.
Yeah.
I was definitely leaning on the side of gunner, but once I got the hands on fighter, it was so fluent. I never had to stop attacking. It was just punch, punch, counter, punch, punch, counter, counter, punch, punch. It's never stopped.
Yeah. So
But, yeah,
I've started preparing. During boost week, I'm 100% ready to go for New Genesis. I made a set of all the weapons for what's going to transfer over. I got a Vita set of weapons plus 35 8 slaughter fixes. I got a set of Lumiere weapons plus 35 8 slots. A set of 15.
Jesus.
Wait, was there another one? Nox weapons as well, 8 slot with decent affixes. Like, I'm not talking a Guardian Soul or anything. I just mean like they've got 100 attack power in each. And then I've got the same for units as well for every single unit slot, every single weapon. So I'm ready to go now.
He's
Can
ready.
we bring over our 15 stars, like our cloud
Yes.
weapons?
Yes, that's the 4-star.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Yep. So I'm excited. I'm glad I got that out the way. I don't know if I'll end up using that stuff, but I would rather be sitting on that stuff and knowing that if I do need it, it's there.
That's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all got that stuff all set up by now, but I know by the time a lot of you get in there, you guys are gonna be cap out 1,000. I'm actually thinking about doing one character, like taking my ship 2 character now and then making her like a fresh start, and then taking my ship 1 character and then giving him all the stuff from my ship 2.
That's fair. Yep.
Actually, I
Tight.
might just I was thinking of just making a new character right off the bat. Yeah.
Well, you know that like when PSO2 New Genesis does come, if you jump in with your current character, it'll literally just only have the cosmetics and the look.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But you just
So,
want to start
at
fresh.
least- Yeah, at least I might just make a new aesthetic for my character per se. I'll probably do that instead.
Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking because the way they're changing it I think I did questions and answers video, the way I'm going to approach it, because your weekly ARCs missions and your daily ARCs missions are account bound, not character bound. So there's no reason for me to have 30 characters anymore. So what I might consider doing is just having them as a costume instead. So
I see what you're saying.
cool.
Yeah.
Me and Sam were talking about that. He was like, I'm so glad that I don't have to make alts
Yep.
in NGS.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, because Anamana has 30 characters.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to do
that.
PSO2 and then jump across to NGS and do that? Like,
I would
No.
lose my freaking mind.
No.
Yeah.
I
That
can't
don't
do
pay.
that.
That is a full-time job right there.
mm-hmm. I mean, that'd be 6 hours. That'd be a whole day of me doing that if that was a thing.
Damn, that's a shift.
Yeah,
That's a work shift.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
They don't pay me enough.
So we've got however many months, we don't know until New Genesis comes out. We'll actually find out in a few days. Hopefully the window at least like a month or something. They'll be like,
I
oh,
hope
it's
so.
August or something. We don't have a specific date they're going to say, I don't think. So one of the biggest frustrations I've had, and I've actually brought this up in our pre-game plan for the podcast, trying to get people into new PSO2, and I don't know if you meant the way I'm coming at it. It's a nightmare. Like every time I introduce someone to PSO2 and I'm telling them everything, I just want to die because I know that it's like me throwing darts and they're all like, they're not even hitting the wall. They're literally just going outside somehow, you know?
That's actually how I feel. Because it's like, even if I come at it from a Monster Hunter perspective, sometimes the best thing I can say is, you like Monster Hunter? Do you like sci-fi? Go play PSO. Do it. Just do it. Play the game. Play the game. And because on Twitter, I'm mostly a Monster Hunter dude on Twitter, so that's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one's gonna care about what I'm talking about. It's like it, and even like friends. I try to get like friends into it, and me and my friend played it together, for maybe like 3 days. He fell off of it. I came back to PSO2 after episode 3 was out, and I couldn't stop playing. But he never came back. So
that's fair.
It always happens.
Like, I've had a few Destiny people I've tried to bring across, and the only thing I can say in that is like, like the feedback loop of getting upgrades and loot is kind of similar, but the stumbling block is, all right, so you need to talk to this character, do this. You don't even have to do his quest, just talk to him. Then you need to go talk to Coffee. You need to go and get like the client orders. Okay, we need to run out and do this thing. And it feels like you're spending all your time in just that gate area for like 10 hours before they actually run out and do something. Yeah, it's not good. There's like so many layers to it. And then like every menu you pop up, there's a tutorial. It's like, oh, hey, did you know this menu? You can press the X button and you can select some. There you go. Oh, that's it. That's the tutorial.
Dude, you know, that's a problem with a lot of Japanese games even now. Like when I played Rise, like last week, tutorial menus.
Oh my
everywhere.
God, dude.
And I'm like, dude, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you know, I think with Monster Hunter, I can say I think they're just trying to slowly bring the people who started Monster Hunter with Rise into the game just a little bit more, because I know Monster Hunter, I know back in the day they were just like, oh yeah, you started the game, congratulations.
PSP Monster Hunter.
Don't die.
Yeah.
Get out, go hunt stuff. Go figure it out.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh yeah, you walk into this room, there's a whole like 3-minute cutscene showing you everything, and then it's just like, yeah, so go to each and every one of these places real quick. Okay, now accept all those missions. All right, so this is what you got to do.
We just
here's the easy missions, here's the hard missions. Don't do the hard missions, they're gonna kill you. Here's the easy mission, do those first.
We
you
just
might survive.
We just explained like the tutorial spectrum. You've got Gear 0, you're playing Monster Hunter on PSP, you're driving at like 2 kilometers per hour. And you don't understand how to get it to like 30. And then you got PSO2, which is like literally just like auto burst into like 300 kilometers per hour into a wall.
You know, that's why the community is good, especially when Global came out, because I didn't even know I had to keep talking to Alphen a lot until I saw Karopi's videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, before I was like, what do I just keep doing like expeditions? Like, what do I do? I don't know what else. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And even though there's like a quest marker at Alphen, my brain doesn't tell me to go to him. It's like, what do I need to talk to him for? I'm supposed to do quests, right? You know, like it's confusing. It's definitely confusing.
There's a lot of stuff that isn't taught as well. Like I was doing, so I set up like that Iron Man challenge. And what I realized with that when I was streaming it was that on a fresh account, if you haven't done the caves on just normal, it doesn't unlock the recommended quests.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so you need to do that first time for it to unlock it,
But how would you know that otherwise?
I know, that's the thing.
What the?
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where you just went in. I know when I played PSO2 for the first time, I had 2 friends with me, and after some time, they just stopped playing. It was mainly because as we were playing, we didn't really understand anything. Zig weapons, we couldn't tell what were the better weapons, Zig weapons or the weapons that dropped from quests. And then I think the one that killed one of my friends, I won't lie to you, was Sama de Amigo for 2 months straight.
Hell yeah. The best music. PSO2's got some
was-
bangers.
Oh man, yo,
Um,
the game's music is great.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. I'm always going to be pushing this, but I hope in New Genesis they give us an ARX jukebox
Yes.
so that we can listen to our music on the go and just play whatever tracks we find, and that would just make it so much better. Because when you get tired of battle music, I'm just like, playing Bayonetta theme. All right, come on, Luther, let's go.
I'm calling it now. They're going to put in a Microsoft soon.
Yes,
Oh
please.
no.
But it's going to be the Japanese version, the Zune.
Oh no.
Now Mag just be our
No.
MP3 player.
Yeah.
It
That'd be
needs
cool.
a use for something. It's useless now.
Oh,
It's
that's
just a freaking.
good idea.
Yeah. That could be a thing.
just a
That
put-
could be a
pouch puppy
thing.
now.
That's an easy thing
That's
to
a
add.
great idea,
Yeah.
dude. What the?
Mhm.
And then depending on what songs you play, it just has little animations where it's just jamming. And then
Yeah.
we just know something
Yeah.
out of
It's
it.
just cat jam. Mag
You know,
jam.
you know they're gonna sell that to us like up the butt if
Mhm.
they do that. Like,
Yeah.
which
I'll be
isn't
needing
which
these
isn't
zeros,
bad. I
nigga.
mean, it's a free game, so
Yeah. Mm.
But,
Oh yeah, give me all the music you got, because you know Yakuza, it's as crazy as that game is, and as memey as it is, there is a lot of different Sega CD songs that you can get in that game and collect, and it just
Yeah.
expands through all of the history of Sega. PSO2's Episode 4 opening is in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about
Totally.
that.
It'd be cool
Yeah,
if we
that's
had
pretty cool.
playlists as well.
Yes.
I wish. Yeah.
Mhm. And if we're gonna go a step
That'd be good.
further, let us like re-choose like the song for every single thing that has a so battle that you can set a track for that. City you can set a
Yeah.
track for that. That'd be cool.
Oh man, so like if we walked around, we saw a Bujin, we could just have a track that automatically plays when Bujin comes out.
Plays the Hero Katan theme.
Now that I'm thinking about it, why is Smash Bros the only game with that option?
There's been a few other ones I think, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
It's not a popular feature though.
No.
I don't think.
No.
Definitely
Aw,
isn't.
that'd be great,
hmm
man.
So
But
PSO and Monster Hunter. The analogy I like to use is that PSO, obviously PSO came first, like no one's denying that. Monster Hunter
Yeah,
took
yeah.
the concept and made it their own thing. But if I was to introduce it to someone who hadn't really played either game, I would say that PSO is the arcade mode and Monster Hunter is a simulation, or the so Ridge Racer versus Gran Turismo, right? How
That
do you
makes
feel in
sense.
terms of differences? Do you want to go first, Wive? With as someone that plays Monster Hunter, what do you think translates across to PSO2, like in terms of knowledge?
Well, because I love fighting games as well, I look at it as PSO being Blaze Blue or Blaz Blue, or maybe Guilty Gear,
Mhm.
something along those lines. And then Monster Hunter is literally
Virtual Fighter.
PvE Street Fighter. Virtual Fighter. That could work too.
Yeah.
But
hey,
it's
that
like
game's
when you
coming back, all right?
it is. They
I'll
need to make
laugh
a
at
new one.
Virtual Fighter. Okay, that's my
They
baby.
make a new one.
Also, Excel
Man.
spreadsheet.
But yeah, it's like between the two fighting games, like if I were to tell someone from the FGC that's what I would say. And I think they're both very similar, but also both very different.
Mhm.
I do like that Monster Hunter at the end of the day is more of a boss running simulator, and PSO is more of an action RPG,
Yeah.
I guess you could say. Because I know when Capcom took the concept, they kind of made it a new genre, like
Yeah.
the whole action hunting game thing. Yeah, so I guess it depends on what you like more. Do you like leveling up and killing mobs, or do you like fighting the same monster 50 times
Yeah.
and getting loot, you know?
That's pretty much it. Like, if you talk about it like that, Monster Hunter then branched out to, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was, what was that, like, Asian inspired hunting game? I keep thinking Neo, but I know it's something else.
Dauntless?
Tokiden?
Yeah. that's the
Tokiden?
one.
Tokiden?
Yeah, Tokiden.
Yeah.
And then PSO spawned stuff like Ragnarok Odyssey. If you
Yeah,
remember that
Man, I
on
used to
Vita.
love that game.
Yeah.
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 So it's interesting to see how it's forked out to different. It's like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, right? And
Yeah,
and then
I know.
like Virtua Fighter as well, because that then spawned on Tekken and all that stuff.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Oh, what about God Eater as well?
Oh, don't
Yeah.
talk about God Eater.
Okay,
I don't.
I
like
remember
God Eater.
you. Okay, so God Eater 2,
Mhm.
Rage Burst was
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
Mhm.
3 came out and was just like, what is this? This is
Yes, that was my first God Eater game, and I was
this,
like,
this don't feel right.
No.
Like,
it's like
what
if
is
there was a
this?
Chef's Kiss, it'd be like, it's like completely got it wrong.
Kiss your forearm?
Tributes to the chef. What?
Damn.
Imagine,
yeah.
imagine trying to do a chef's kiss, and you're standing in front of like world-class chef, and instead of kissing your fingers, you kiss your forearm. You just go.
Yeah.
That's God Eater 3 right
Yeah.
there. It's like they were way off the mark.
I
I
just,
don't know what happened.
it was too much red and black, and the characters were all insufferable. Like it was pretty much the action RPG in terms of story and characters. It was the Anthem of those games, because Anthem was terrible. Like none of the characters were good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So mad they never gave me my $100 back, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else is there like that you would like if you were to say I got this mate that plays Monster Hunter, what functionalities and features of Monster Hunter would you say are very similar to PSO2?
Quest structure is kind of similar. To the point where everything is instance and at a quest counter. I want to say combat, but they're both like similar but different at the same time.
Mhm.
Because PSO is much more twitchy and fast.
Yep.
Monster Hunter is more deliberate. Or you could say, I know some people like to say this, that Monster Hunter is like Dark Souls, you know?
Oh, don't. Yeah.
Because it's like very slow and deliberate and stuff. So I would say that, and also, what else would there be?
I would
Somebody help me.
say basically the loop of it. Like they've both got a loop.
Oh yeah,
right?
the gameplay loop. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, the gameplay loop.
I think that's the biggest thing. He just got slapped. I find that how weird is it that Dark Souls is now the epitome of a hard game, but like everyone can fucking beat it, right? So if you haven't played Dark Souls,
It's not even Dark Souls isn't even that hard of a game. It's just I feel like it asked too much of some people that don't have patience.
Yep.
It's not
Yes.
hard. You just need to know how to get around things, you
Yep.
know? So it's like once you know how to beat Dark Souls, you always know how to beat Dark Souls, you know?
It's like a fixing.
So, yeah.
Because like that,
Which
I don't
I
have
hate.
patience for fixing, and I don't have a patience for Dark Souls. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, it's
You
like
wanna-
oh, you can go ahead.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
You're good to go right
I
ahead.
was just gonna say kind of like Sekiro.
yep.
Sekiro was another game. And I was on the last boss of Sekiro for 3 days.
Yep.
3 entire days. I wanted to cry by the third day. I couldn't beat him. I wanted to beat this game so bad that I was about to cry. So I would say Sekiro, even Sekiro is not hard. It's more like discipline. You know,
Yeah.
this is how you're supposed to fight this boss. Practice it. Once you get it down, that's it.
Mhm.
You know? So
Yeah. What were you gonna say, King?
Honestly, I'm just not gonna say what I was gonna say. I'm gonna move on to something else because that gave me a new idea.
Yeah.
But I think stuff like that really makes people better gamers. I mean,
yeah, it does.
there is some form of this stuff where you take each and every lesson you learn to a different game, whether you're
Yes.
casual, whether you're not. Every casual player wants to be good to some extent. That is a thing. You know, it's a good cushion to say, oh, I just want to stay casual, but everybody wants to be good to a point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we can't beat these games. There is something that you do take with you. You take a piece of FGC with you when you go into Monster Hunter, you're talking frame data. You take a piece of Monster Hunter in with you when you're going into PSO and you're talking about how iframes work, you know, and everything makes sense in some form. And each thing you do makes you a better player. You know, if you beat
Yes.
Dark Souls, if you beat Bloodborne, oh my god,
Mhm.
you now know how to dodge in every game. You have now learned that rushing things will get you nowhere. Pay attention, learn the attacks, learn the dodge, learn the hitboxes, and you will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you rush it and you get clapped, you really have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
game is
Yeah.
built to do that to you.
Do you want to know
So-
what? It's like if you need to take a shit, you don't run because that's just going to come straight out.
Exactly, you crawl in
Mhm.
pain. Just
You
hope
know-
you get there in time.
You know what's really funny is that Sekiro actually changed the way I played video games, action games specifically. And even like something as simple as like in Dragon Ball, when you know how you're able to reflect, kind of like
Mhm.
you can reflect attacks and stuff like that. Like something as simple as me getting someone in a corner, knowing that they're probably gonna reflect when they get up. So I'll dash at them, wait for them to reflect, and then I grab them. Something that simple will change the way you look at games.
Yeah. No more wake
It's-
up
it's
dragon
pretty
punches.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. The kin
Um,
players.
Yeah, I would say that, like what you're saying, is basically it's old fashioned, right? It's you put in
Yeah.
that work, you're gonna get rewarded with improved skill, and that's what people should be priding Dark Souls on, rather than just it being hard, because like everyone can get hard, right? It's like human
Yeah.
nature. But
But wait, huh? I think there was a joke there. I just didn't
You know
quite
what he
catch it.
said, right? You know what
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
right?
It
I was
it
gonna see. I was seeing if you'd notice.
You know, I know what you said.
All right. So I remember. So anyone that doesn't know, Wyve actually has a YouTube channel and put up some good content. One of the videos was leaving Final Fantasy XIV or 14 for PSO2. What was the stuff that you would say forced you to leave? And I'm guessing like eventually like some games you just need a break from, or you just had your
Yeah.
fun with it, right? How
Yeah.
did that all go for you?
Well, the thing, it's like because my main game is usually whatever the latest Monster Hunter game is. So usually I would juggle that with 14. That was like the thing for a couple of years. And once I actually got into PSO2, I was like, you know what? This is action. Like I think I prefer this over the tap targeting in 14.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 14, like really, it's really nostalgic for me even now. I still keep up with the game with news, but it's like I don't think I have the time
Yeah.
to juggle those three games. Like I just don't. So I had to pick: is it going to be Monster Hunter and PSO, or is it going to be Monster Hunter and XIV? You know. So it really just came down to preference and time. Really, I can't. It's also when I'm into a game, I'm like really into it. So I can't play XIV casually because I would like to do raids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's no way in hell
Yeah.
I'd be able to juggle those three games.
Plus
No
with
way.
your dailies.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much.
Yeah. I find that I'm like a one game person, and for the longest
Yeah.
time it was Destiny. And the problem I have with Destiny is the way I play. Like, there's no denying I'm casual compared to a lot of people with PSO2. And going into raids with Destiny, at least with Final Fantasy 14, it was like, all right, don't stand here, attack at this point. Destiny, it felt like those math equation gifts, like trying to figure out what's going on, because it was always like, stand over here, shoot these enemies, do this. But it's like, it felt like it was doing a raid on crack. And so I always felt daunted by that. And at the same time, I was just like gathering resources, and that's literally it. So that's when I burnt out super hard on it, and PSO2 came out at the right time for me with that one. Yeah. What about you, King? How do you are you a multi-game person, or do you tend to play one, or and what do you juggle?
I play way too many video games. Like, I'm not even kidding. It might be a problem. There's way too much on my plate right now. So I pretty much stream PSO2 because when I'm not streaming PSO2, I am playing something like Outriders, or I'm on my PS4, I'm playing Outworld Odyssey, Final Fantasy 14, fighting games. I'm about to play Resident Evil as soon as this is done because
Hell
I
yeah.
love Resident Evil, but I don't tell people enough how much. I
Yeah.
have literally every single Resident Evil, every single last one. Tales games, then I go to my Switch and I'm playing like Mario Kart, Monster Hunter, Hades, and da da da
How
da.
do you
And
do that? How?
I beat games very fast,
Okay.
but I take my time. It's weird, and
Mhm.
that's again comes from the whole thing of making you a better gamer. I feel like I take every game I play a little bit too seriously
Mhm.
to an extent. So I tend to study a lot. So when I play certain games, I already know how something is going to play, just how it looks. You know, I'll play it for a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is just like da 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 da, and then I'm just going through it like nothing. And
Yeah.
I balance it out because in my head, I'm just thinking, today I'm going to play this. Today I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this off stream, but I'm going to play this on stream. And I've been lessening my time on stream, so I only stream for about maybe 5 hours max because throughout the rest of my day I'm playing other games.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to balance it all because to be quite frankly, quite frankly, I'm into way too much. So I hate it, but I love it at the same time.
Mhm. I feel like at the moment for me, like I've been playing PSO1. I'll have something I'll play for like a week and then I'll drop it. You know what? This is like a big topic for me. I was kind of thinking about getting a PS5 for Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, but with all the news recently, I'm just like, nah, maybe not, mate. Maybe I'm just gonna get
Why
a
not?
Series X because of all the stuff with like batteries and having to connect to the servers and then
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
all
the
that
battery
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
It's fucked, and all of the content being just dropped from stores and stuff like that for old systems. It just makes me worry because like I've bought a lot of digital stuff from PlayStation. It's like that's just money wasted at this point.
So there is a reason
Yeah.
for that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently, I will say on the digital front, there was a reason for that. So recently, PlayStation did patent a emulator software that they're going to be installing into their PlayStation 5 so that people are able to play old games, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. Here's the kicker. Reportedly, each and every one of those games will have trophies.
Ooh. And well, that means it's gonna be specifically supported stuff then, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't it?
Yes and no. I don't know really how they're going to work it. I just know that they have a patent and they have a plan that they're working on. And right now, I'm happy for it because typically I do agree with you. I didn't like the fact that we didn't have the backwards compatibility.
Mhm.
I was okay with PlayStation Now because $60, 400 titles, most of them you get to download to your game. It's great. I get to play Sly Cooper again. I want that.
We didn't
But
get it. We
yeah.
never got
Oh,
PlayStation
yeah, didn't.
Now. Never.
What?
No.
Oh,
I don't have it
it's
either.
so good.
Yeah.
Like the
I don't
difference
have it
between
either.
PlayStation Now and Xbox Game Pass is that Xbox Game Pass isn't forever. So you'll pay $15 a month, and of course the $60 for a year is way better than the $15 a month. But you'll play that game, and after a couple of months, it'll leave the Game Pass, and you have to pay full price.
Mhm.
Whereas though PlayStation
Wait,
Now, all the games are
really?
permanent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
So
rental system. It's like your mum went to the store as a kid, bought the whole video
Yeah.
store. You got access to it for like a few weeks or a few months, and then they had to return it, and then you'd go and get the new collection of DVDs that came out or something, right?
yep.
I mean, you get the time to
So
finish it though, at least.
oh yeah, you do.
No.
Yeah, they give you a lot of time to
No.
finish it. But then you have games like Outriders that have like year plans, and you don't know
Mhm.
how long that's going to last on the store.
Yeah.
So with
Yeah.
PlayStation Now, even though it's a streaming service, which we do encourage wired gameplay always because it's going to be better for you. But even though it's a streaming service, you do have you have the option to download every PlayStation 4 title that's on there. You can download it to your console. You can even download some of the PlayStation 1 titles like Ape Escape and whatnot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like they're gonna like cherry pick games they want to support on there.
Like
So there's gonna be a lot
Xbox.
of games you played and you can't play them.
Yeah.
Like
Only
ever.
time will tell. I have no idea what they're going to support. I don't think the way they said it was full emulation. So I don't know if they're going to have you pay for it or you can just download games and they're just going to allow it because they're just shutting down the services anyway. But I have no idea how they're going to go about it. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Hopefully they make the right
Interesting.
decisions.
Because Xbox at the moment, they don't do every Xbox or Xbox 360 game. So the problem with that is I can't play Phantasy Star Universe. I can't play Ridge Racer 6. So I hope it's not the same. And as soon as you mentioned trophies, I was like, okay, they'd only be releasing like stuff as they patch it, and as well licensing. Some games,
Yeah.
the companies have gone bankrupt, and yeah, that's a
I do
problem.
have one question. Final Fantasy Integrate is coming off for Xbox.
No,
No.
that's the thing.
Oh.
I'm just gonna have a couple of
PS5.
losses. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's fair. Okay, I was confused because I was about to say, you know what, screw that. Because if that's the case, it's definitely coming to Game Pass. I'm just
Yeah, I would love it. I said to my partner, because I was talking to my partner about it, the last few months I've been like, I mean, I haven't been able to buy either of them, but I've been like, well, if I get this one, and yeah, I think Xbox Series X for me is the safest option right now until Sony comes out and seems a bit more for the consumer.
Yeah.
And also New Genesis on Series X, so
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice segue. Do you think we'll get global on PlayStation?
Yes, I think we will. I think we gotta wait till whatever deal Xbox have with Sega is up.
there could be like so many things. It could be a deal. It could just be Sony's like, no. It could be Sega's like, well, maybe we're not going to look into it just yet.
Yeah.
There's so much uncertainty with it. People are like, why don't they just put it on? It's like, well, it's not as simple as that. Like,
It's not
there's
that
more
simple,
to it. Yeah. Like, this is
Like,
business.
we're hoping for it. JP definitely has it. I won't lie to you. I played PSO2 on my PS5. The new graphics, it runs smooth 60 frames, not a single drop. It is perfect. So I'm very confident on the Xbox. New Genesis will run extremely well on
Smooth
the
as
Series
eggs.
S, Series X. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to run extremely well. So
Yeah.
people have no worries. If you get yourself an S or an X, you'll be good. But yeah, we just gotta wait till they're done with whatever they're doing, and hopefully, at the very least, it comes out on the Switch.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I think if we get a Switch Pro, otherwise, if they somehow solve internet for everyone in the world, maybe that could come as a streaming
That's
game.
not gonna happen.
Everyone gets fiber optic, 5G, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish.
Mhm.
5G.
People are like,
Ooh.
can we put it on a Switch? And it makes me think if they did that, it's literally going to be like buying something from eBay. Like you buy a couch from eBay and it's just a picture of it.
Oh, well, remember, actually, you just reminded me. So remember, Xbox and Nintendo have a deal going on right now where they're trying to put Xbox Remote Play on the Nintendo Switch. This was
Ooh.
a talk years ago. And now they're talking again. I don't know what it's about, but hopefully, if that's the case, you will be able to play PSO New Genesis from your Switch. Then someone came to stream the other day and mentioned that there's a rumor going around saying that one of the PSO characters might make it into Smash.
Yeah.
Her name,
Doo-doo.
That would
Latoy.
be insane.
Yeah.
Her
Like-
name rhymes with Latoy. I'm just hoping this is true.
What, they're
Can you
adding
imagine?
Phaleg?
Oh, no.
Dude,
I'd
she would
rather
be
take that L from
She would be the
Sephiroth.
better fit. She would be the better fit though.
I'd rather take that Sephiroth L than a fight against Phaleg.
Yeah. A lot of Smash Brother players are going to have their sexual awakening, let's just say.
Yes.
Ooh, burn. Ooh,
I'm just kidding.
dang.
Like, it's either Phaleg or Lady Dimitrescu. You choose.
Oh, she wouldn't be able
Either
to fit
way,
in the
you're gonna
stage,
die.
though.
Nah, she's too big.
It'd just be her legs.
I don't see a problem here.
Oh man.
I don't see a problem.
Someone needs
She
to make
can
that
be
as a
an official.
Mugen character. Remember Mugen? Like, it was Salty Bet? They need to have Lady Dimitrescu, just literally her legs just kicking people.
Oh my god, please. I
needs
was
like a-
watching- Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say she needs a butt slam move because she's
Ooh.
so tall. So the only way you can
For
see the
Peach.
rest of her body is when she does the butt slam.
Yeah.
It's the
Give her
only time.
Peach's butt bash.
That would work.
Dude, Mugen is such a cool game. I was watching a streamer, Sensei CJ. He was hosting Mugen matches, and I sat there for like 5 minutes watching Knuckles get beat up by a New York hat with a pair of Timbs as feet, and summoned a New York train to hit Knuckles and just one shot at him. And I just
I'm done.
Wasn't
Oh
there
my God.
like, I remember when Salty Bet started, there was this character that was like really overpowered, and it was literally like Tom Hanks or something.
hard. How
Tom
was it
Hanks.
Castaway Tom Hanks or
I can't remember I don't know if it was like SSJ Tom Hanks or something like that, but I remember that
What
being
the-
a thing. Yeah. Yeah.
people are just great. Humans are great sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Just come up with the best thing.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. All right. That's probably all we've got time for at the moment. We are going to trial something today where we're going to have an after chat. We'll just keep vibing. But we're going to cut off the podcast here so that people listening basically just have a nice, concise little podcast with all the chatter. And we can go into like the wild stuff after this. But So you can find us on the podcast, all major platforms, live stream archives on YouTube. But also, where can we find Wyverian?
Wyverian. You can find me at on Twitter, where I post every day, all the time. You might mute me, but you can find me at Wyverian _ capital MH. You can find me there, or in YouTube, just Wyverian. Find me on YouTube.
Yep. And on Twitch, Wyverian 4G.
Which? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. I might be leaving Twitch. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And King, you can find King at XingKazma on all platforms. Me at Anamana AU, all platforms. And we'll catch the next one. But before we go out, we've got King that has the ritual for Oracle Fleet. You can take it away, man.
So after every stream, we do a little thing where we say, until next time, and may your guiding light shine. Think you can do that?
I could do that.
All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Until next time.
Until next time.
And may your guiding light shine.
shine.
Thank you.